Emigration. It's a word we don't like. A cold, abstract word. Better to say, going over the other side. Going to England. Like Willie O'Reilly and 20,000 others this year alone. Taking the mailboat from Dun Laoghaire, as he has done on and off for 35 years. 10 years ago, 60,000 went. Only 1/3 of that number this year, but all those thousands mount up to 1 million people who left this country since it became a free nation. Poets, writers, ballad singers, all have placed this boat in our consciousness. It is part of our Irishness, this movement of people. But Willie O'Reilly has little use for this kind of abstract thinking. He feels not the pathos, but the pinch. He knows the journey only too well, and he will be our guide. Willie, since you first went over, has the journey changed very much?
Changed quite a lot, yes. In those years, the boat wasn't as good as it is today. There were all the bench seats and people huddled on top of one another and fellas getting drinking, you know, the usual. In those years, people would see them crying and that sort of thing. Times were hard in Ireland, you know. In those years, when you were leaving Ireland, it was just like you're going away forever, you know.
And now?
And now it's only a matter of a few hours.
But even if the outward signs of parting have changed, the drunkenness, the weeping, O'Reilly is still surrounded by a human residue of the years when he first emigrated. It is a legacy best seen in the people who went then and now come back only to holiday. He will meet men with old opinions, strange to a new emigrant now.
Mr. O'Brien, I see that badge there. It's the badge of the Irish Guards Association, I think. When did you start to be a soldier?
7 years of age. I was in school in Phoenix Park. I left that then during the truce and went away to Duke of York's in England. Left that then, joined up at 16 years of age into the Irish Guards. Done 14 years in that. Came back to Ireland. Thought to be a job there, no job. Back across the water again. Then when war broke out, I joined up again. After the war, I came back, nothing doing again. When you went to look for a job, you were asked, how are you during the emergency? You said you're across the water, you're out. You're just blacklisted, you're just told to get out. Come back over here, then I joined the Liverpool, Derby Police. I'm here ever since.
What do you think the work situation for the Irish in Britain is now?
Well, it's getting pretty difficult now with the Pakistanis now, and these black fellas coming over there. They're causing a lot of trouble there, what I can see of it anyway. But you get more information like the Irish themselves in the building schemes. These Pakistanis are causing a lot of trouble, and I can see that in the future they will cause more trouble, and the Chinese along with them. And soon the better can get them out, like America, they'll cause a lot of trouble.
It is not far in miles from Ireland to England, but for some the distance is too far. Most, after years, still show signs of stress. For a few, born in a more uniquely Irish tradition, the sense of loss can never be repaired.
Well, Clonagotsa.
True. Our walk was in
This asana.
Waar we 2 keer zo sneden. Ach, niet verder skuldig in de heden, maar niet lang veel gakko.
But why would this have been a disadvantage? After all, as an Irish speaker, wouldn't you have brought the kids up in Irish, and even in London?
Well, the Irish would be no use to them in London, would it? There'd be no use because, I mean, they wouldn't be able to speak to their friends, their boys. They're going to school. There would be no subject taught to Irish there. Furthermore, there's a disadvantage in it. I mean, the Irish is all right in Ireland. But once you leave Ireland or leaving the Gaeltacht, there's no use to you.
Well, then why should you be disappointed when you come back and they can't get into an Irish school because they haven't got Irish?
Well, they want to be brought up with an Irish atmosphere, in an Irish atmosphere.
But you'd like to bring up your children English-speaking in England,
yes,
and at the same time part of Irish society?
Yes.
Do you not see that as a great problem?
Well, there's a problem. There's no problem whatsoever in it. I mean,
In a way, the boat was neutral ground, but arrival demands involvement, adjustment, interpretation. To the newcomer, not used to travel, there is much that is unfamiliar. Uniforms, accents, the lettering on signs. Even quite simple things can produce a substantial shock.
Of course, when I came over here first, I was very young. I was only 15 and a half, around that age. I knew things would be different than Ireland, but I didn't expect them to be as different as I found them. I knew they spoke English, and well, I thought it was our English, but instead of that I discovered it was sort of an Oxford accent. And I found that, well, I wasn't educated enough.
And you found the accents difficult?
I did, yes.
What other kind of things puzzled you?
Oh, well, when I saw the escalator first, in the underground, it was a bit of a headache for I got used to it. I discovered after a while that I used to hop on with my left foot, which was the safest way of doing it. I used to stand and watch.
And the tubes upset you?
The tubes upset me because on one occasion I was hopping into a tube and the two doors came over. And I thought I was done.
What about the people themselves?
People themselves, I think they're cold. They're cold. And the conversation is abrupt.
Is it because they don't want to know you?
Well, I can't really describe it because I haven't been there before, so I didn't understand the English. But I thought that they'd be warm in conversation. I discovered that you make your conversation, you answer yourself. But when they ended the conversation, it was ended. I mean, there was no continuation, like.
Well, have your feelings about that particular aspect changed much over the 30 years?
Oh, it has done, yes. Yes, oh, it has done, yes. Well, like the television in the Irish homes and radio, people, the Irish have got to understand the language, and they've got to know the English way of life.
And could it mean too that you've become a bit less Irish and more, maybe a little English by now?
Well, you're inclined to go the English way of life when you arrive here.
Do you have any regrets about doing that?
No.
Arrival demands an immediate process of orientation, finding your way about, the grind of looking for a job and for somewhere to live. Many emigrants have friends and relatives to help them. They can bypass the employment agencies and the various Irish institutions. They can vanish quite easily into anonymity.